ที่อะไรแล้วก็ตายจมน้ำตายอันนี้น่าจะแค่ครึ่งท่อนหลังนะตัวอะไรครับเนี่ยอนาคอนดาใช่ไหมผมผ่านทางเข้าแยกฮอนด้าจะเข้าวังกอหมอนะน่าจะครึ่งท่อนหลังหัวไม่รู้อยู่ไหน
It is daytime and evening. That's real life. There's no filter, guys. No.
Following the booms have led us to the other side of the desert. Now we're up against the mountains, following the research that we've got in the papers. We're going to try and see if we can find another piece to the Boom Seeker mystery. So we're up what we call Boom Seeker Canyon, and there's this door, and it's locked from the inside. We are listening. You can hear, if you stick your ear to it, you can hear a motor, an engine, or something running on the inside of it. And there's a ton of traffic on the ground here. I'm here in Boom Seeker Gap, as we call it, and there's a lot of traffic on this road here. You can look behind me. It's not much of a road. We're 50 miles from a Coke machine here, out in the middle of nowhere. No one lives anywhere close to here. This is a highly uninhabited area, and there is a ton of traffic here. As far as on these roads, lots of tracks, vehicles moving around the hills. December in Idaho, in the mountains, a bunch of traffic that goes nowhere. Kind of wondering what's going on.
Diddy's court hearings were leaked to the media. Somebody recorded multiple sessions of Diddy's court proceedings and leaked them to the media. And now it's being played here on TikTok, and I just got tagged in it. And you guys, I am shook. I went ahead and reposted it, but I'm not going to add this video into this video right here because it's actually illegal to record federal court proceedings. Now, Diddy's court proceedings were leaked to media takeout. You can also head over there and watch the multiple different videos that they have of different court proceedings with Diddy. But I am honestly shook. Like, whoever did this obviously got paid some good dang money. In the one proceeding is when they're reading Diddy all of his charges and he's entering a non-guilty plea. And in the second video, it's the first bail hearing why he was denied bail. I'm definitely not mad at the person that recorded this. Like, this is something that we have all been wanting to see. Diddy actually in this court proceeding. And since the federal case, this is something that we will never be able to see. But not now. Somebody upped that game, baby, and illegally recorded this proceeding with Diddy. I'm just not going to post the video on my account because I ain't trying to get arrested by the feds. But hey, let me tell you, whoever did this, kudos to you. You did a great job. But for real, everybody get to MediaTakeout.com before they take this down and watch it for yourself because I was shook, baby. Shook. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
They stop and get out of the truck and run towards it. they film the strange unknown creature. The creature remains still and then suddenly jumps forward and crawls quickly towards them, to which they sprint back to the truck for their lives. The stabilized footage gives us a great look. Now, since the video is pretty old, it's not exactly HD, but that doesn't mean it's not compelling. Even though we can't see every single detail of the creature, we can still tell it's something otherworldly. Expert scientists state that the way this thing runs is completely abnormal.
The bullets that killed Brian Thompson, and you won't believe what it says. This story just took a wild turn. You don't know what's going on? Let me catch you up real quick. Brian Thompson was the CEO of the biggest health insurance company in the world, United Healthcare, and he walked outside of his hotel and he was brutally attacked, and it looked very targeted because the guy knew exactly when he was walking out of the hotel. If you saw my last video, this guy was involved with some pretty serious scandals, like massive insider trading. He was currently being investigated for it. They were allegedly using an unreliable AI model. They had a massive cyber attack that they paid off to fix. Now the NYPD recovered the bullets that were used on him, and each one had a different word: deny, defend, depose. Now these words are very similar to the words on this book: delay, deny, defend. And the book is about how insurance companies deny valid claims for profit. On top of this, his wife came out and said there had been some threats. Now she doesn't know the details of these threats, but people were threatening him. NYPD just released this saying they're looking for this person, but this story is developing and we're getting some wild news, so stay tuned for updates.
This is our Life Force hyperbaric med bed, hyperbaric chamber with frequency healing, customizable frequencies. As you could hear, it basically makes no noise. It's really comfortable, very spacious. There are 3 windows in there so you don't get claustrophobic. As you can see, one of our clients is just sitting there relaxing. You can relax, read, meditate, whatever you want to do in there. No claustrophobia. Frequency healing, customized for you. And we can put you in for as long as you want.
Then they also did experimentations to using different chemicals to see if you can induce a person to commit a crime or induce him to do that or to do this. Of course, the CIA claimed that they didn't carry it through. The documentation we got was actually that they did that. Then we came across the overall project called MK Ultra. Its earlier code name was Artichoke, and that included 149 sub-projects. Yeah. And those sub-projects range from what I just described to open-air testing in the United States, experimentation on prisoners, experimentation on soldiers, experimentation on college students.
Would these people know they were being experimented on and gave their approval?
No, except for the quote-unquote voluntary Army soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
And the way the Volunteer Army program worked is it started in 1959, and the guys were just told that they would be doing experimentation on new weapons.
Haley Welch is being accused of stealing $2 million after her meme coin crashed. Haley Welch has come under a firestorm of criticism after her meme coin Hawk rose to $400 million within minutes of its launch, but after just hours crashed down to just $35 million. Since then, data-fueled allegations of insider trading and unethical practices have lit up social media.
crime right now have to do with 1957 and UAPs? A whole bunch, as it turns out. You know all those UAP sightings we have right now in the skies, especially in the United States and the UK, that all seem to be at military locations where not only the United States Air Force is present, but where nukes are present. That's what happened in 1957. One after the other, UFO, as they used to call them, sightings, flying saucers, all kinds of red orbs, all over U.S. military bases where there were nukes. And in fact, a famous incident happened in 1967 where 10 nukes were disarmed by the UAP. This is all heavily documented and now declassified. Well, did you know that in 2010, 50 nuclear missiles were disarmed, and there were sightings of UAPs also at the same time? Okay, now's the mind-blowing part. And guess what was happening also in the 1950s? You won't believe it, maybe you will. The United States had Project 1794. What was Project 1794, you might ask? A building of a UFO. A supersonic UFO. That was the plan. I'm sure it never happened. I'm sure that's why it was declassified. And this is clearly a video for entertainment purposes only, so that nothing happens like it did 3 weeks ago when my account was banned at 300,000. We don't want that again. So this declassified document, pay no heed. Look at this diagram, and then they built it. I'm sure they did nothing. And look at this diagram, and then they built it. But it was really just for fun. It was fun. These guys like Lego. They like building. They're model builders. They weren't really trying to make a UFO with lights that went all around it like the ones that get seen sometimes around the world. No, these are hobbyists who happen to declassify a document. I have said nothing that means anything in this video. No one should pay attention to me. But the two things in common with this time is loads of tension between the United States and Russia in 1957 due to the Cold War. Right now, I kind of think we got a bit of that going on. I don't think we're buds right now. So we have, again, all the UAP sighting. Well, if it's true that the UAPs did disarm the nukes, maybe we're in better hands with the aliens. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the comments.
Out of the tomb of Lucifer on Christmas Day? Well, that's next on the trumpet. The Masons and the Pope are going to open the holy door. First, the Pope is going to tap on it with a little silver hammer, and then the Masons are going to remove the bricks and mortar that actually seal the holy door shut. He does his knocking, and then the Masons start chanting one of the Psalms. Clap. It's never been done before, and they're going to start this new tradition on Christmas Eve. So the World Wide Web will have symbolic access to St. Peter's tomb on Christmas Eve as they open the holy door. And that's going to mark the beginning of the Jubilee year. The Catholic Church got the whole Jubilee idea from Judaism. And in Leviticus 25, it tells you all about the special year that's focused on restoration and forgiveness. The word Jubilee in Hebrew means Yovel, which is a ram's horn. And yes, that is a trumpet. In Leviticus right here, it tells you that the sound of the trumpet announced the beginning of the Jubilee year. So you might say, it's the year of the trumpets. And keeping things in order with the book of Revelation, we'll go through the seals, then the trumpets, and then the bowls. Open the door, it's the year of the trumpets. For Christians, Jesus' declaration in the book of Luke to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor was often interpreted as a fulfillment of the Jubilee spirit. Wow, I just can't wait for Christmas to get my webcam view of the creepy crypt that's underneath St. Peter's Basilica. And that's not a wax museum down there. And as of December 5th, the Vatican hasn't even released a Christmas message. You know, when you're the 33rd degree, you wear 33 buttons on your gown. King David ruled Jerusalem for 33 years, and the Masons built him a palace on top of Mount Zion, the mountain of God, where he issued judgment over the people. A webcam in a tomb under the altar of a church of the dragon. That dragon right there. That dragon. It's a flying dragon. This is right over the entrance of the door. Those dudes were all about it. 2024. You're the dragon. You can see the dragon in the crest. He wears a tiara, and the swarm comes out of his mouth. This throne, made for somebody about 20 foot tall, sits right in front of that tomb's opening. That throne is right there, and you can see how tiny all these people are in comparison to it. That's the altar that you just saw in that video, and then that's where that dragon seal was right there, and then this is the red wall that's underground inside that crypt. The red wall, which is by the shrine of St. Peter's next to the tomb of Lucifer. That's where the webcam's going to be, right there. This is all underground, and that's the floor of Constantine. Luke chapter 4, verse 18. The words in red are from Jesus. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Don't get distracted. The book of Revelation was written to the 7 churches.
Skeleton down there.
No.
Oh, yeah, there is.
These creepy videos demonstrate what you don't want to find in an abandoned building. And this one comes from Obsolete Voids. And while urbexing in an undisclosed location, they find bones seemingly buried underneath the stairs in an abandoned house. Not knowing what they are, they begin to record. Take a look.
That is a skeleton. Holy shit.
Of what?
I hope a dog. It looks like a dog. It's big.
Let me see.
Holy shit. Dude.
Who it is?
It's like a big dog, right?
Holy cow.
Dude, like how many bones? You think that's a full skeleton or you think it's multiple?
That's why. It could be multiple. It could all fall.
but there's been an overriding control of ancient history. And just as the great Library of Alexandria was burned, there are other depositories of that ancient knowledge. And let's face it, in any realm of, if you will, secret society, the more esoteric, the more these people are built up to believe there's something special. And in their world, basically, everybody but them dies. And this is why the Egyptian presence in the Grand Canyon is so important. I photographed the Grand Canyon from helicopters. You're highly appreciated. I photographed one day, a long day. We did 1,000 miles of the Grand Canyon going up to Page, Arizona, and then back again with really high-powered cameras. But what was intriguing to me, Gary, is the fact that all of the landforms, for instance, as you go east of Monument Valley, which is the iconic American West where all the great westerns are formed, you get into what's called the Valley of the Gods. Now, why is a land formation called the Valley of Gods? Why are all the landforms in the Grand Canyon itself, which, by the way, is 90% off limits, even to the Native Americans, 90% of the Grand Canyon you're not allowed to go to, and there's a reason for that, and we'll get to that. Okay. But they have names that are absolutely unique to Egypt, and there is no indication that any contemporary cavalryman or anybody that was an explorer brought that concept, because the Native Americans themselves, especially the Pueblo people, they have a long history of the star people, aliens, and they also have a long history of the foreigners who came. So in the Forbidden History revealed for the first time in history, and this is what people have got to understand, but there's been an overriding control of ancient history. And just as the great Library of Alexandria was burned, there are other depositories of that ancient knowledge. And let's face it, in any realm of, if you will, secret society, the more esoteric, the more these people are built up to believe there's
so fun. I mean, I can't wait until summer gets here so we can go outside and play.
I miss Mimi.
I miss you too. I miss you too. What?
Coming.
What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who? Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yeah.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This.
Take me to him. Show me.
This. Him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
Bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? You go back home. You go back wherever you came from. What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs.
One of the things that the secret world government is going to attempt to do to get you to accept their new world order is they're going to try to scare the hell out of you with a fake, phony landing where they're going to say, oh my God, there really are ETs. It's going to be covered by the media of the world. And they're going to say, we're going to be invaded from outer space. We have to band together as humanity to save the planet. And most people are going to say, yeah, let's do it. One world. Imagine all the people. Imagine nothing worth fighting for. Imagine no religion. Imagine living only for today. What has happened is these men who throughout history have been trying to figure out how they can control the world all of a sudden discovered how they could do it. In 1952, President Truman, together with the heads of state of the European nations and the Soviet Union, formed what is known as the Bilderbergers to coordinate the international efforts to protect the world from an invasion from outer space should these aliens turn out to have that as their ultimate goal. The Bilderbergers, as MJ-12 did, soon learned how to wrest power behind the scenes and use the world banking families to manipulate and leverage these nations so that they are really in control of the world, and they are headed by the 9 heads of the families that own most of the wealth of the world, known as the Round Table of Nine. Under them, each nation has a group of men secretly controlling that nation. And I don't mean every nation in the world. I mean the nations that count, the hard currency nations, have an organization which is a sister organization to MJ-12 within that country's respective government. How does this work, you say? How can a secret organization such as MJ-12 control the government? It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you will remember that President Eisenhower formed this secret group in 1954. He was the last president who knew everything. They began in 1954 to issue secret executive orders in the form of NSC memos to wrest power away from the president and effectively isolate the president. They took the power to appoint appointees in the government away from the president. And if the president wants to appoint someone whom they don't want him to appoint, they have a way of embarrassing the president to get him back into line, or getting rid of him altogether, or making sure that he doesn't get elected if he's not willing to play the game. The result has been, ladies and gentlemen, that today every major member of the United States government is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission, or the Trilateral Commission, but usually the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commission. They usually have dual membership. Every one of them, not just a few. You see, it started off in 1954, there were just a few. Truman's years, there were hardly any. Eisenhower got in, he was a member of the Council of Foreign Relations. He appointed some. After that, when they took the power to appoint on themselves, they told the president who to put in those positions, and that's who got those positions.
A local electrician was surprised to find a human head stuck between the buns of his double Whopper cheeseburger.
I took a bite and I thought to myself, well, this isn't right.
Emerson said he has no plans to take legal action against the franchise, which he called his favorite fast food restaurant.
I'll definitely come back and eat a Burger King because I like it so much and it's close to my house.
But is curious to find out how the 8-pound head found its way into his sandwich.
We've told our employees that if anyone has information about a head or knows someone who's missing a head to come forward.
Some suspect the head was introduced into the sandwich at the factory where Burger King's beef patties are produced. Police, however, say it was probably slipped in while in the restaurant's kitchen due to the head's placement between the lettuce and the tomato of the burger.
駅ですね。当時のこれが駅でホームだったんですね。あ、開いてる。本当に開いてますね。あ、古い車両となってますが、扉閉めますね。 定点カメラだけ一応ね検証という形でやってみようと思います。じゃあ定点カメラの方で検証しますが、まあそういうスポットではないということで何かが映るようなものはないのではないかと思います。なんか音するな。いや、定点をセットしたいと思います。
Did you see it?
Website? The Illuminati Ball? Dude, this is crazy, man. Look, the Baron and Baroness. Look, check it out. The Illuminati Ball, okay? It's all in red. Love, wealth, Baron and Baroness. The Rothschild cordially invite you to be the candidate at the Illuminati Ball, the most thrilling, unique, and enlightening masquerade ball ever. Dude, come on, man. Look, tickets include a private one-bedroom luxury cottage with a terrace for 2 nights. The island has 2 private beaches, yada, yada, yada. Tickets are $2,500 each or $5,118. Check it out. Look, and you get your little animal spirits. You get a pig, monkey. Applications closed. Imagine that. Oh, man, look. Check out these testimonials. I just wanted to make sure it's real, okay? Hold on. Weird little fingers. Look at this, man. Come on, man. Creative genius? Like what? Lavish, eccentric? Von Bueller strike. Come on, don't get me started on him. Look, now, the commandments. Check this out. Maintain humanity. Okay, look, and it's the Georgia Guidestones is what I thought was pretty cool. This is a website called the Illuminati Ball, and it's about the Georgia Guidestones pretty much. And it tells you everything about life, love, everything. Seeking harmony. Look right here. Not on this earth. Hold on. But it's Godstones, yes. The age of reason, yes. That I can't read that out loud, but y'all check that part out too. Anyways, man, weird. Then it takes you to a book. It's on Amazon. I guess that was the little upsell or whatever you want to call it. But inherently fascinating, plunges the readers in hypnotic and disturbing worlds. Yeah.
At first, everything appeared normal, but upon closer inspection, a translucent figure seemed to appear above the patient just as his heart stopped beating. It looked as if the man's soul left his body at the moment of passing, lingered briefly as if to orientate itself, and then rose upward. Could this be evidence of life after death?
estoy enfocando las boobies. Ah, no mames.
¿Qué?
Pasó algo.
¿Qué pasó, mamá?
A ver, ven. No mames, pasó algo, te lo juro que pasó algo, ¿eh? Vete a la verga.
Yo no voy.
No mames.
Will be exposed. I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation of the sex. Little things that I personally like. A lot of ladies, you know, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep them there. Right. You need locks on the doors. P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. I'm going to walks.
Were walking through a field when they noticed an animal lying on the ground. One of the friends carefully picked it up to take a closer look and used a stick to examine it more closely.
They've not been showing you this. The Bermuda Triangle is hiding a secret, and no, it's not what you think. Almost 3 times bigger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, there is a gigantic crystal pyramid under the surface of that region. Here is where it gets rather unsettling. This pyramid's material and behavior isn't like anything we find here on Earth. It creates powerful natural electromagnetic fields, which may explain the accounts of planes and ships vanishing. This is where things get scary. In recently uncovered documents from a government whistleblower, it said that researchers believe that this pyramid was built by an ancient, super advanced civilization known as the Atlanteans. The document specifically mentioned that the Atlanteans had mastered interdimensional travel and built this pyramid as one of Earth's gateways to another realm. Due to the disappearance of the Atlanteans, it has since become unstable and has been the root cause of many mysterious disappearances. This explains why so many ships and planes have vanished without an explanation. It begs the question, where did these Atlanteans go and what happened to their vast technology?
Body bag can be seen moving quickly up and down. The eerie sight left the nurse frozen with shock, questioning whether it could be explained by natural causes or if something more sinister was at play. Body appeared to be lying on a gurney. However, when he panned the camera back, the body had vanished. The authenticity of the footage remains uncertain, but the scene is undeniably unsettling.
I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be feeling a little bit. Saying some.
You may be at risk because house cats carry a mind control parasite called the Toxoplasma gondii. Yeah, the same parasite that infects an ant, eats its brain, and then walks it around like a zombie. The same parasite that will infect a mouse, control its mind, and make it go pick a fight with a cat just so he'll eat it and infect the cat. Some say that's where the term crazy cat lady came from, and if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to touch litter boxes. I did a whole episode of demonic parasites on my YouTube channel, but we gotta talk about parasites. They're creepy looking. This is an oceanic parasite, but still, you wouldn't even believe what all the Toxoplasma gondii is linked to. If you're infected, you're 4 times more likely to have mental health issues, which your likelihood's already 50%, so do the math there. Also, it's linked to schizophrenia. Yeah, hearing voices and seeing things. It's linked to unaliving not only yourself, but others. It's linked to domestic abuse. It's linked to child mistreatment. So those who theorize that this parasite is actually demonic, I mean, think about it. Parasite. Is it the site in which the paranormal attaches to you physically to then control your mind? And house cats are the only felines with slitted pupils. Lions don't have slitted pupils and they're nocturnal hunters. So a lot of people theorize that they're genetically modified, possibly mixed with a reptile or something, a serpent. For those of you with that theory, you ever seen a cat like Dookie and then go to cover it up, but they're just going through the motions and scraping the floor and the litter box? They're not intellectually scooping anything over their doo-doo. That's not what they're doing. When I first saw a cat do that, I was like, wait, are we in a simulation? Because it seems like it's just following procedure, following code. You know, animal instinct shows intelligent design, but what if house cats are this supernature bioweapon? What? Hey, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I have 4 kitties and I love them very much. I hope I'm not infected with the Toxoplasma gondii, though. Triangle. You know, countless planes, boats, and people disappearing into thin air in that area of the Atlantic that's just an urban myth. The world's biggest mystery finally has an answer, and there's a reason the U.S. Navy intentionally avoids it. As retired Navy admirals, among other government officials, have confirmed that UFOs can travel through water just as easily as they pass through air. USOs, unidentified submerged objects, are our most recent addition to the tinfoil hat told you so checklist. And now that we look back with this in mind, reports from our past tell us we've been seeing them for centuries. As far back as 1492, in the Personal Journal of Christopher Columbus was an entry about a glimmering light he saw moving in the water below as he sailed the ocean. Just a day or two later, he hits land, which means that entry was written when he and his crew were right in the Bermuda Triangle. In 1644, the mayor of Boston is reported to have seen two bright lights come out of the water just off the east coast. 1873, the Adelheid ship reported to have sailed over a massive circular object in the South China Sea that lit up the ocean for over an hour. Something they said looked like a Ferris wheel, which kicked off a series of reports of the same object over the next few decades. In 1879, the HMS Vulture saw a large Ferris wheel spinning in the ocean with spokes that were 7.5 meters wide and spaced 30 meters apart. 1880, commander of the SS Shah Jahan described a massive Ferris wheel under a perfectly calm sea near India's Malabar coast. 1901, Persian Gulf captain of the SS Kilwa saw lights emitting from the same underwater Ferris wheel revolving at a speed of around 100 kilometers an hour. 1907 and 1909, crews of the SS Delta and SS Bintang again saw glowing spinning wheels about 275 meters in diameter beneath the water in the Straits of Malacca. The Danish Meteorological Institute reported a massive rotating wheel with lights back in the South China Sea, spotted by the Dutch steamer Valentine, this time above the water in 1910. Reports like these have been extremely common all around our world's oceans throughout history, which sounds very similar to what's been seen around the Bermuda Triangle. Locals, tourists, and military alike have hundreds of reports of lights underwater, strange craft circling them, round objects rising and going beneath the surface. It's why the Bermuda Triangle is the Bermuda Triangle. Countless stories about unexplained disappearances, metallic objects, and lights seen in the ocean, which survivors of accidents in the triangle have very commonly reported on. In 1945, we have the now famous story of the 5 military bombers flying over the triangle on routine training. All 5 planes vanish without a trace. The Navy sends a rescue plane and that one disappears too, all never heard from again. And the US Navy is well aware of the activity in that area, that's for sure. Like, did you know the Navy kind of has their own bootleg version of Area 51 they call AUTEC, Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center, which is located in the Bahamas in the Bermuda Triangle. I wonder why. A secret facility where they test their own, mainly sea-based military technology. And the personnel working there have also reported the same bizarre observations in the area, with some noting crafts up to a mile in diameter coming out of and going back into the ocean without a visible splash. Almost like these objects aren't affected by matter, which sounds impossible but also kind of makes sense when you think about how fast and erratically UFOs move. Some researchers suggest these UAPs may have vacuum force fields around them that manipulate matter, which allows them to move and interact with our world in ways that seem to defy physics. Kinda sounds like a warp drive to me. And these aren't just rumors, by the way. We have ex-Department of Defense officials like Luis Elizondo who openly talk about declassified operations from down there, which only prove exactly what everyone else was saying. One story involves a Navy helicopter pilot who recovers test missiles from the ocean and was en route to retrieve one from the area, who was approaching the missile when all of a sudden something huge and round slowly rose to the surface from deep beneath the water. They couldn't believe their eyes as a circular object the size of a small island becomes visible just below the ocean right under the missile they were going to retrieve. Panicked and unsure what to do, they watch in disbelief as the object sucks the missile down and then sinks back into the depths of the ocean as swiftly as it appeared. Elizondo also talks about the Aguadilla incident, a video of a UAP around Puerto Rico that he confirms enters the water without making a splash, comes back out, and then splits in two, which the Pentagon recently debunked for being just a temperature reading mistake, but you also have ex-military personnel insisting it's real. And these are just the declassified reports. He made it very obvious that there were many more incidents that he was not allowed to talk about that you could imagine would only get worse. So, what on earth is going on here? What are these gargantuan circular objects found in our oceans time and time again?
Miren. Acabamos de ver eso. Se acaba de caer un bote. Se está moviendo esto. No veo nada.
What's going on with the booms?
I don't ever know. That's a trumpet.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So over the past few days, reports have been coming in about these mysterious boom sounds being heard all over the U.S., particularly in eastern Idaho. And there's been concern about a creator named Aaron Belk, who has been experiencing these loud mystery booms at night, and things have been getting strange for him. After talking about it, he was supposedly confronted by a friend in law enforcement that advised him to stop talking about these sounds and that certain people don't want it being talked about. This officer even told him that a local seismologist had tried to talk about this phenomena on the news and wound up having a heart attack before the station could even run the story, and he had done all sorts of research on this. Aaron then posted this suspicious video where he seems very nervous, and he's clearly reading from a script, saying not to worry about this stuff. He's been contacted by scientists explaining the phenomenon, and that it's just a natural thing that happens. Now, a couple days after that, he and Brian from Wild Ideas with Brian went out to try to find the source of these booms in the desert, and found this steel door on the side of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. It was locked from the inside, and according to them, it sounded like there was machinery inside. They then had to get out of there because people on ATVs started riding towards them. What is going on? Now, maybe this is all just made up for clout and views, but it's all very reminiscent of the guy who supposedly found the cave door opening in Oregon last year, or the case of Andrew Dawson.
Madre. Mejor voy a salir luego de acá.
Conchetumare. Conchetumare, ¿no? ¿Qué hueá fue eso? ¿Qué esa hueá, conchetumare?
¿Quién está ahí?
Who is standing down the hallway? Oh!
She noticed a reflection of a person in a glass, even though no patients were supposed to be in the halls. Later, she captured more eerie reflections.
So basically the ghost would be like standing right up in this area, and I was recording over here.
On another shift, she saw another mysterious figure at the end of a hallway behind the door.
Wow! Dude, what the is that, bro? Dude! Who the is that? Dude, are you playing a joke on me? What the is that? I play a joke on you when I've been. Dude, who the is that? Oh my god, we gotta go.
In the last recording she shared, she spotted something unsettling in the x-ray room.
And then I can give you a ride home. Not really. Yeah, like it's not. No.
Kimberly deleted her profile after sharing these experiences, leaving the mystery unresolved.